Welcome back to Board Game Breakdown. I'm Christopher Solomon. In this burst video, we'll be diving into the tile laying game Fit to Print. If you want to check out our full-length video, where we get into the details of setup, gameplay, and discuss the solo variants, click this link here. If not, let's jump into the game. Fit to Print is the newest production from Flatout Games, who you might recognize from their work on Calico, Verdant, and most popularly, Cascadia. While Fit to Print is still a tile laying game at its core, it does so through a real-time lens, allowing it to round out the Flatout Games stable quite nicely. Before we see exactly how the game works, let's take a quick look at the setup. Obviously, in a tile laying game, there isn't going to be any shortage of tiles, and Fit to Print is no exception. There are a total of 120 newspaper tiles that come in 5 different sizes and span across 3 different tile types: articles, photos, and ads. All 120 tiles come with individual artwork and headlines and will need to be placed face down in reach of all players and shuffled together. Along with these, there are a collection of centerpiece tiles, 6 of these being designated as starter tiles. One of each of the starter tiles is given to each player, and the remaining non-starter centerpiece tiles are placed in a stack nearby. The breaking news cards are split into the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday stacks, and one for Friday is flipped over. Each player is given a 3D desk, one of the paper boards, and one of the 6 character cards, and the game is ready to start. There are 3 rounds in Fit to Print represented by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Depending on which round is being played, players will only use a certain portion of their newspaper board's grid. Rounds are broken into 2 phases: the reporting phase and the layout phase. Before play begins, players will decide which difficulty they want and set a timer from 3 to 5 minutes. Once the timer starts, all players start the reporting phase. In this phase, players will be grabbing tiles from the main pile and moving them back towards their 3D desk. They can decide to keep the tile, placing it on their desk, or put it back face up into the pile. Players continue to do this until they feel they have an adequate amount of tiles, and then yell layout to let other players know they are moving on. In the layout phase, players will take all the tiles from their desk and attempt to place them in their newspaper grid in the most efficient and high-scoring way possible. There are a few rules to help guide how this is done, such as articles of the same colors can't touch, photos can't be placed next to each other, and neither can ads. Players also need to pay attention to their centerpiece tile and the breaking news cards, as these might change the parameters of how one can lay out the paper. Negative points can accumulate if players leave too much white space, if they haven't balanced the mood of their paper, or if they didn't use all of the tiles picked up during the reporting phase. Once a player is happy with the layout, they yell print and grab the lowest valued finishing token, giving them first dibs at the next round's centerpiece tiles. Saturday and Sunday work much the same way, except players get a larger newspaper space to work with, and the player with the most points at the end of the weekend is the winner. Fit to Print's real-time play is a unique and welcome change to the tile laying genre. If time rounds aren't your thing, the rulebook comes with plenty of variations to make it a more relaxed affair, even getting rid of the timer altogether. If you're a fan of any of Flatout's previous releases, I highly recommend you check out Fit to Print. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe and check out our website at BoardGameBreakdown.com.